What's up, YouTube Combat here, and today I want to talk about the newly announced DLC Pack 1 for Call of Duty World War II, or as I like to call it, Cut Content Pack number 1, because let's be honest here, if you're releasing a DLC pack 2.5 months after your game was released, there's no way your development team has made 3 new maps, a zombies map, and a war map, all in the span of 2.5 months and perfected them. Maybe they have, but let's be honest, this is probably cut content from the game because they still don't have functioning servers that work as good as Black Ops 2 works from, a game that was released in 2012. Hell, I think even Call of Duty 4 has better servers, and that game's riddled with hackers. But I don't really want to bitch and moan anymore about the servers. I think there's a time and a place for that, and that was in a video I made a couple weeks ago. So moving on to DLC Pack 1, where we're getting 3 new multiplayer maps, a new war mission, and a new zombies mode. There is clearly the same formula for content that Call of Duty has been doing for years, which is remake a map, create some new experiences, and create a new zombies experience to keep the zombies community engaged. And it is very true that the zombies community has grown to be one of the biggest parts of Call of Duty to this day. So obviously I'm not going to sit here and say, maybe we need more maps and maybe cut the zombies content, because I don't think that's fair to the zombies community. I think there is definitely a huge amount of people that want to play that. But I would like to see more in these DLC packs, and maybe even to the point where we separate zombies and multiplayer into 2 different DLC packs. And, if you get the season pass, you get both, but you have to kind of pick and choose what you want, because there are some people that are buying it just for zombies that don't want the multiplayer maps. And there's some people that are buying it for the multiplayer maps that don't want the zombies. So it's kind of disappointing for it to cheapen their experience. And I understand where Activision and Sledgehammer come from, is saying, you're buying it as a pack. You should probably try to experience the things you're buying. I understand that. But you're not going to change people's hard-headedness and force them to play game modes they don't want to, right? But let's get to it. Let's get to what's in this multiplayer map. DLC pack number 1, called The Resistance. So you're going to get 3 new multiplayer maps. The first one is called Occupation, the second one is Valkyrie, third one is Anthropoid. So Occupation is a remake of the classic Call of Duty map, Resistance, from Modern Warfare 3. The one map that everyone says, if there was a remake that needs to be made, it's this map, because they wasted all the good Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remakes in Advanced Warfare. Like High Rise and Afghan and Terminal, I believe. Maybe it's time to, remake other maps. Skid Row. Could you imagine if they remade Skid Row? That would be actually kind of cool. Wouldn't mind to see that. Or one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty is actually Rundown in Modern Warfare 2. Wouldn't mind that being remade as well. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just kind of surprised they chose Resistance of all the maps they could have chose in that game over, Arkaden or even I'm trying to think of they could have remade Dome for the 18th time. But regardless of that, I'm a little surprised with that remake. Valkyrie is a brand new map. It is considered a medium-sized map with gameplay focused around dangerous center lane covered with multiple Overwatch positions and mounted machine guns. I don't really know what to make of this. All we have on this CharlieIntel.com article is one picture, one still image. So obviously they're not going to release a bunch of information to us, but when we get to see the gameplay from the Call of Duty YouTubers that go to these events, we'll be able to kind of see better how that map plays. And then Anthropoid, this map features a center lane divided by a river with long flanking paths that can be used by snipers for ranged attacks. So, Gustav Cannon Part 2? I'm really wondering if this is going to be another sniper's haven, or if we're going to actually be able to have solid flanking routes in this one that aren't going to come from a bunch of different areas. So I can't say I'm really that excited for any of it. None of it really catches my eye, but regardless of that, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and maybe try it out, just depending on what the first look from these YouTubers is like. Then for War, we're getting Operation Intercept, which is essentially 3 new objectives, which will be, the first objective is freeing the fighters. The second objective is destroying a key communication equipment, and then the last one is stopping a train, which I'm interested to see how they do that. I don't know if that's, the war missions enough for me to buy this, but it has me intrigued. I really like what they've done with war, and I'm really interested in actually playing this game mode. And then with zombies, it is now called The Darkest Shore. The Darkest Shore follows our heroes into the next chapter of their dangerous journey. Only days after the horrific disaster in Middleburg, the crew has received intel that suggests Dr. Straub is on the island just north of Germany, blanketed in fog. This island is surrounded by Nazi air and sea power. And crawling with the undead, Marie, Drosten, Olivia, and Jefferson will need to battle all this and more to uncover the mysteries hidden within the Darkest Shore. So, pretty cool. I'm kind of intrigued to see what this has in store for us. Don't really have an opinion about it right now because I haven't seen the maps in action. I haven't seen any of this content, and we'll know more about middle of January, I'm going to say, but I do find it peculiar that we're releasing a DLC pack in January when it clearly seems this is cut content from the actual game, where this game would have probably benefited from launching with 3 extra maps, would have benefited from an extra war map, and you could have that debate whether or not we could have another zombies map with the launch. I'm not saying I want free stuff all the time, but I'm kind of saying that maybe it'd be nice if our video games were packed with more content and we would be more inclined to purchase DLC packs instead of trying to prolong our playing. Instead of it doing that is to engage us more with the game. And that's kind of why I bought DLC packs in the past, was I enjoyed the content so much that having that fresh experience would be great. Instead of, maybe this fresh experience will allow me to play the game longer. And I feel that that's where we are right now, with DLC packs coming sooner and sooner and sooner, where it used to be February, before that it was March, before that, April. Now, with them coming earlier every year, it seems that it's almost them trying to grasp the strings of people to be able to keep them on the game as long as possible, because they know once they lose those players, there's that potential for those microtransactions gone. And there's that potential for the player population gone. And maybe DLC is the way to help them out, but I think creating a solid product with a lot of content from the beginning is how you keep players playing for a longer amount of time, and then having a DLC or an expansion pack is how you keep those players around even longer by creating engaging and stimulating DLC that from experiences the players haven't had before. If you're going to remake maps, maybe put that in the base game instead of making us repay for them through DLC packs. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, if you're going to put Resistance and Quarantine in this game, put those in with the base game as free content, because we've already played these maps, we've already experienced what those maps have to offer. Maybe create new content instead. Because what I'm gathering by this is how their multiplayer, or how I think their development teams are made, like campaign, multiplayer, zombies. So you have one team dedicated to zombies that make that map, and you know what, they work damn hard, and I have to acknowledge all the work that those guys do, because they do a tremendous job. But then you look at multiplayer and you have to say, what do these guys do? They've made 2 maps, they had to reskin a map and make a war game mode. Like, I don't think that that's as complicated. Like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm being a jerk, but at the end of the day, I think they could create more for us in an expansion pack and a DLC pack, instead of cutting content that seems that it should be in the base game. But either way, I don't want to go on too long and complain, because I don't want this channel to just be about complaining. I don't. I want it to be about a conversation. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about this new DLC pack. Are you guys excited? Do you guys like the way that Call of Duty formats their DLC packs, or would you like to see more content in there? Were you happy with how much content was launched with Call of Duty World War II, or do you wish there was more there? More to keep it fresh for you guys. And we're a month and a half into this game. Are you guys still playing it? Are you guys still enjoying the experience that you have? Please let me know with a comment down below. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, Combat signing off. Peace.